Well, it's Friday the 17th of October 2014, and it's about a year after I first purchased this Unique Models almost ready to fly Corsair F4U. Having put it on the shelf for a long time, it's almost ready to fly now. In fact, it is ready to fly. It's airworthy, and I've finished just about all the scale modifications and artwork that I've done to it. Excuse my attire. I'm dressed for painting windows and renovating my flat, which is what I should be doing at the moment, but I can't resist showing you this model because it's almost there, ready to go. It's based on an individual aircraft flown by Cook Cleland, who was the CO of 653 Squadron that was on the aircraft carrier Valley Forge during the Korean War, the so-called Korean policing action. You've got the Bureau number there, which was the number that the US Navy gave to all its individual aircraft. And I've just got the pilot figure in, and you can just about see he's got the flying clothing of the day. I've carved him out of balsa wood, apart from his oxygen tube, which is made out of fuel tubing, and he's got the clown's helmet, which all the members of this squadron had. The F653 was manned by reservist pilots, which was the quickest way for the government to get people involved without having to do any more legislature. In fact, the vast majority of them were ex-World War II veterans. So they all had their secondary, or primary should I say, civilian roles, and one of the squadron members was a newspaper illustrator, and he was given the job of designing this clown logo and the helmet's artwork. You can see that in one picture that's on the internet, they've all got the helmets in front of them, 14 helmets or 13 helmets I think in front of them, which actually represent the amount of 653 Squadron pilots that were killed during that war. So my pilot, he's been carved, as I said, out of balsa. He's held in place with 3 cocktail sticks. He's got only the tops of his legs, I'm sorry to say. He did have legs down to below the knee, but they had to go in order to get him into the cockpit. He just about makes way for the control lines, which you can see there's the screw adjustment for the rudder, and he's got a large slot going in an unspeakable place in his nether regions, but it fits in there quite well, and he looks a bit more lifelike than the pilot figure that came with the model. It's a wonderful model, I have to say, by Unique. Lots of scale features to start with. Wonderful scale retracting undercarriage. So, apart from the markings, I've actually scaled up the flaps as well. So I've got 3 segment flaps, which wasn't so hard to do with this model. You've already got a single segment here, and I just added these 2 and added a strip of plastic in here. I've got to add a turn-edgy slow-down mechanism, which I bought for the flaps. Just wanted to say thanks to Rich from RC Informer for all your advice. This model actually balances out perfectly, miraculously, just at the balance point that Rich gave, which is here, just at the end of this plastic plate, which backs up the undercarriage, which is 65mm from the leading edge, which is just what Rich said, and I haven't needed to put any nose weight in the aircraft, which I was prepared to do. This is the battery which I've used. That's the only difference I can see to Rich's model, so maybe that weighs a bit more than the one Rich has. and I've found that it fits when you slot it in. It goes right at the top here, and it goes definitely as far. There's a definite stop it gets to, which puts it about here. So it must go right to the front of the nose, because I've just trimmed a little bit of the front of the tongue of the housing here, so the battery just fits in here at the top, and comes to a definite stop, and that works. That balances out perfectly. So watch out for the video of this Corsair flying, and hopefully I'll be able to show you this model flying very nicely and very well balanced sometime soon.